while getting a steaming bowl of gourmet soup and a piece of custom pottery. The 21st annual Empty Bowls event will take over the Grove Plaza starting at 10 this morning. Volunteers will ladle out hot soup from some of Boise's best chefs. There will be more than 2,000 bowls to choose from, and they start at $10. You have until 1:30 to check it out. And the Broncos will take to the Blue for one of their biggest games of the season tomorrow night. They'll be facing 14th ranked Utah State. This game will determine who will host the Mountain West Championship. You'll want to bundle up for the late home game though. Kickoff is set for 8:15, and if you want to watch it from home, you can catch it on ESPN. All right, lots happening, so let's check in with McKenna King with a look at that forecast, especially for everyone headed to the game tomorrow night.
Yes, bundle up is right. I'd rather just watch it from home. So let's take a look at the kickoff temperature by 6 p.m. Kickoff is at 8:15. 6 p.m., 35 degrees. It will be mostly clear. We won't be seeing any rain. There will be rain Saturday morning, but it will mostly clear out, and it will be dry by the evening. But kickoff, 32 degrees. Freezing temperatures for kickoff, and it's only going to get colder as the night goes on. So by about 11 p.m., sitting at 28 degrees. Take a coat and a blanket or 3. It's going to be chilly all day. Future snow. This is what we're expecting across the valley and across the mountain. 6.7 inches at Brundage Mountain. Lots of ski resorts opening this weekend. 1.8 inches of snow in Cascade. 3.5 in Stanley, 2 inches in Sun Valley. This is a look at the Northwest right now. Lots of winter weather, storm watches and winter weather advisories up until Saturday at about 5 a.m. Some places up until Saturday at 11 a.m. All across the central mountain areas and across part of the Magic Valley. It's going to be cold with snow in those higher elevations and even as low as 3,500 feet. I'll talk about that a little bit more in a few minutes.
Sounds good. Thanks, McKenna. Time now, 6:10. One person is dead after a shooting inside a mall on Thanksgiving. We'll have the full story from Alabama straight ahead.
And volunteers from the Idaho Red Cross spent their holiday doing their part in California. How they're helping fire evacuees next.
You're waking up with 6 on Your Side News. Good morning, Idaho.
Welcome back, everybody. One person is dead. 2 others are injured after a shooting at an Alabama mall on Thanksgiving. Authorities in Hoover say 2 people got into a fight at River Chase Galleria Mall. Things escalated and there was an exchange of gunfire. An 18-year-old was taken to a local hospital, reportedly in serious condition. The man who shot the teen attempted to flee and was fatally shot by police.
I heard one and then bang, bang, and then right after that, people started screaming and going crazy to just get away from it. And then cops ran by us with their guns drawn in that direction. So,
a 12-year-old girl was also shot and taken to the hospital. No word on who shot her. The scene at the mall is now secure. The University of Washington Marching Band is lucky to be alive this morning after one of their buses flipped over. It happened on the ice-covered Interstate 90 at about 5:30 p.m. The band was traveling to Pullman, where the University of Washington football team is playing Washington State in the Apple Cup today. There were no serious injuries, but at least 20 students did suffer minor injuries. There were 56 people on the bus. Well, 2 weeks since the Camp Fire first burned through Northern California, evacuees were cautiously grateful this Thanksgiving. Much needed rain is helping bring the Camp Fire to 90% containment, but with the downpour is expected to continue bringing fears of mudslides and flooding, and the rain is also hampering search and recovery efforts.
It makes the process of going through the debris left behind by the fire more difficult.
Meanwhile, the Woolsey fire in Northern California is now fully contained. And many people in California are thankful to be alive after those wildfires. So 6 on Your Side's Jessica Taylor spoke with the CEO of Idaho's Red Cross about why she chose to make an evacuation shelter her home for the holiday.
Some people wish they could be home for the holidays. Others just wish they still had a home standing.
Residents who've lost everything, they're staying with us as guests in our shelter, and we're gearing up to provide the best Thanksgiving we can.
The California fires have devastated communities across the Golden State. Loved ones are missing and thousands of homes obliterated. Still, there's hope for the holiday.
Often when you see devastation like this, you can feel helpless, and I thought I have some skills I can provide, and it'd be an honor to serve.
Members of Idaho's American Red Cross region stepped in and traveled to California to help out. The Red Cross is providing mobile feeding units, blood, and numerous evacuation shelters to support those displaced by the fires.
Hundreds of blood drives across the country have been canceled because of weather and these fires, and there is a current critical need for blood donations.
Nicole will be there for 8 days, thankful to spend her holiday doing what she loves.
I'm never going to forget that. It's going to be so meaningful. And then somebody's going to save me a piece of pumpkin pie, I hope, back home.
Jessica Taylor, 6 on your side.
Well, time now 6:16. Here's a live look at Boise from the Tower Cam on top of the Grove Hotel. Thanks to our Toyota dealers Tower Cam network. Still ahead on Good Morning Idaho. McKenna King will tell you that you're going to be cold. Stay tuned.
Now, the On Your Side forecast.
Good morning, everybody. Apparently, I don't know what day it is this morning because it's not Monday, it's Friday, thank goodness. But this is a look at Tamarack Resort and what snow we're seeing today on this Friday, up near 2 inches. This is a time lapse, so this started a little bit earlier this morning, but we're just below 2 inches of new snow at Tamarack Resort. Lots of ski resorts getting lots of snow and will continue over the next 24 hours. 34 degrees is what it feels like in Ontario right now, 28 in Boise and 26 in Mountain Home. Mountain Home just took a deep decrease in temperatures, what it feels like at least over the last hour or so. 15-mile-per-hour wind speeds in Bogus Basin. We had some gusty winds there this morning. Hopefully no one was up there at 3 a.m., but we did have some gusty winds near about 25 miles per hour, so that's really dying down. Just a light breeze across the Treasure Valley locations. Our high temperatures for your Friday will be sitting at about 44 degrees in Boise, 45 in Ontario, 35 in McCall, and 43 in Baker City, but Baker City is an area you are going to want to avoid most of the day today and even into tomorrow morning. It's going to be windy with some snow in the higher elevations, but a chance in the valleys as well. This is what we're seeing just south of Twin Falls right now. A little bit of rain just going over the Magic Valley and all of this snow in those higher elevations above 5,000 feet. Just some cloud cover across the Treasure Valley and the Central Mountains right now that will start to pick up, and we'll start to see a lot of rain come this afternoon. Here's what we're seeing across the Treasure Valley and the Central Mountains now. Winter storm watch and winter weather advisory. It is cold this morning, and we'll be seeing this until Saturday morning about 6 a.m. Not across the Treasure Valley, but across the Magic Valley as well as those Central Mountain areas. Winter storm watch, winter storm warning across the entire Pacific Northwest. It is cold and snowy across most of the area. Low pressure front moving in, bringing that cooler weather, and all of that rain off of the Pacific coast is going to be coming toward us. So we'll be seeing rain today. It'll clear out tomorrow, and then we'll be seeing it again come Monday. This is a look at what we'll be seeing come today at about 1 o'clock. 43 degrees will be that temperature, and that'll be about our high temperature today. It'll be sitting right at about 44 degrees for this Friday. Your Treasure Valley forecast for today, 46 degrees, that high in Emmett. Rain, a definite possibility. It will be raining in the Treasure Valley today. Lots of rain, about 1/4 of an inch in Boise. Southeast winds about 10 to 15 miles per hour on this Friday. 43 degrees in Mountain Home. Your West Central Mountain forecast, snow, 1 to 5 inches of new snow, a possibility as low as 3,500 feet. McCall will be seeing some snow on the valley floors, especially even into the overnight. 45 degrees that high in Riggins and 35 degrees in McCall. Your extended forecast Friday sitting at 44 degrees with a definite possibility of rain. Rain and snow mix overnight into Saturday with a high of 42 degrees. 41 that high comes Sunday, but temperatures really drop a little bit, but then it dries out big time. Just cloudy skies, and that will mostly stay dry until Monday evening, which is when we start to see some moisture again. And then Tuesday, we really get hit by the rain again. Lots of rain in the forecast. And if you're traveling after this Thanksgiving weekend, you'll want to avoid it today, but you could do it tomorrow and it'll be a lot better. Yeah, so my wife and I are going to cut down a tree in Idaho City today, so that'll be Matt's rough. Going to get snowed on today. Okay, yeah. Well, that should be a good time. Store. Yeah. Okay, well, thank you, McKenna. Merry Christmas. Yeah, well, the time now is 6:21. It's a busy time of year for local wineries. After the break, we'll have more on the award-winning wine made in Idaho. Stay tuned.
Good morning, Idaho. It is 6:24 on your Black Friday. You're taking a live look at Boise from the Red Lion Toyota Dealers Tower Cam network. Welcome back. We have lots of movies to talk about today. An American classic about to debut in a whole new light this Christmas. Mary Poppins is back to rescue the Banks children once again 54 years later. This time around, Emily Blunt will take over the role Julie Andrews made famous, and a legendary actor will be back in the sequel.
What was your reaction when they told you there'd be a sequel to Mary Poppins?
Well, I got excited, of course. And of course, my first question was, can I be in it?
Dick Van Dyke is returning not as the chimney sweep, but as the son of the elder banker he also played in the first film. Mary Poppins Returns hits theaters on December 19th.
I cannot think of a more perfect actress to do that remake than Emily Blunt.
I know, she'll be great.
So excited for that.
That'll be great.
Well, this morning we're getting our first look at Disney's live-action CGI remake of The Lion King. Disney released the first trailer for the movie on Thanksgiving. It's a remake of the beloved 1994 animated film of the same name, and it features James Earl Jones reprising his role as the voice of Mufasa from the original. Other stars lending their voices to the new movie include Donald Glover, Beyonce, Seth Rogen, and John Oliver. The new version of The Lion King will hit the U.S. theaters next July, and Matt says he can do the Mufasa voice.
Yes, Simba. I can't do it right now. It's too early.
I put you on the spot.
I can normally do it. Oh, well. I'm excited to see what Seth Rogen's going to do in that. That should be exciting. Well, Idaho's wine industry is taking off.
33 Idaho wines walked away with gold medals during a competition with national judges in August.
And the 2018 harvest is ending with the promise of more gold on the way. Our Roland Barris shows us why.
At Williamson's, we are all about the fruit and growing good quality fruit.
That's what it takes to make great wine, and Williamson provides grapes for 8 different Idaho wineries that are helping put Idaho on the winemaking map.
This year, more Idaho wines than ever received gold medals.
It used to be a challenge to get national judges to come to Idaho for our competition, but no more.
Now, they have to start turning judges away because they're excited to come experience Idaho wines.
Williamson says Idaho is a great place to grow grapes because of the complexity of the seasons and the ability to control water.
It's all about the water. You got to be able to control that water. And in Idaho, me as the grower, I have just about ultimate control.
Unique soil, unique climate. We have 4 distinct seasons. We have fluctuations in temperature. We're in a desert climate with volcanic soil, which means that we are able to grow really great, flavorful grapes.
And the variety of grapes allows for experimentation that other more traditional regions might not try, giving Idaho wines a unique personality.
That's an exciting part of what we do, is getting able to test new varieties, find out what they're doing.
This year's harvest is later than normal, which Williamson says will result in wine with well-developed flavor in bottles that will be released in about 2 years. But you don't have to wait. There are plenty of gold medal varieties already available and ready to drink. Roland Barris, 6 on your side.
And the Thanksgiving weekend is one of the busiest times to check out Idaho wineries. Starting Black Friday and running through the weekend, wineries in Caldwell's Sunny Slope region are hosting special events. So if you're looking for something different to do, or maybe you have family in town, you might want to plan a tour. It's pretty fun out there.
Totally, yes.
Lots of places to taste.
Yeah, a lot of places to taste, and make sure, of course, you're staying warm out there.
Yes, of course. When you're walking outside, wear a coat.
Yeah, always.
Definitely.
After the break, we're talking more Made in Idaho this Black Friday. We'll introduce you to a Treasure Valley fire lookout with a passion for instrument making.
And while most of us have celebrated Thanksgiving all of our lives, it was something new for one local family. More on their first Thanksgiving coming up next.
You're waking up with 6 on Your Side News. Good morning, Idaho.
Welcome back, everybody. A Treasure Valley fire lookout with a passion for instrument making uses wood from high atop an Idaho mountain to create music. I stepped inside his Treasure Valley violin workshop for this Made in Idaho.
This wood, I cut it from up in McCall, and then I bring it, and then it ends up playing music.
Halfway between the equator and the North Pole lies the 45th parallel north.
I was reading this old violin making work, and it's like, you must cut your wood on the 45th parallel north. which is where the old Italian masters cut their woods.
And it just happens to cross right over New Meadows, Idaho, a town just north of McCall, where Kevin Prestwich spends his summers high atop Granite Mountain.
I think we're lucky that we have some of the best tone wood in the world here.
Cutting wood in his free time, then hauling it off the mountain himself, all while using his lookout as a makeshift workshop during fire season. Then he brings it back to his Treasure Valley workshop to build, repair, and restore violins during the rest of the year.
I can generally find the maximum potential in any instrument,
giving him a noteworthy advantage to a violin made in a factory. But being a human version pack mule, cutting his own violin making wood in McCall isn't the only unique thing about Kevin's story. His passion for the instrument started in 1993 when he walked into a shop to rent a mandolin.
And I saw some guy building violins that he was like sitting there and he had big speakers up in the rafters and he was building violin. I was like, well, what's up with this guy? And it really stuck with me.
Leading to his journey as an apprentice at a shop in Boise and eventually violin making school.
In 2008, I went to violin making school in Utah.
But something you wouldn't expect from a maker who has such a passion for creating musical instruments.
I'm not as musically inclined myself.
Although fine-tuning his own playing abilities is his goal for this winter, as a side hobby, of course, to his job of fine-tuning and building instruments for others.
I consider it to be the best job in the world.
And if you want to take your own string instrument to Prestwich Violins or purchase one of his custom-made 45th parallel violins, visit our website 6onyourside.com for more information.
Those are beautiful too.
Yeah.
Has to be talented to get all the curves in and everything.
Yeah, totally. And I just thought it was so interesting that he says he's not very good at playing the violin himself, but I mean, I guess that's his plan for this winter, so that's good.
You are good, I'll make one for
you. There you go. There you go. He is good at making them. Okay, so as far as weather, let's talk about that for a minute. 34 degrees, that's the current temperature in Boise, but it feels like about 28. 36 in Twin Falls right now. This is what we're looking at as far as our satellite snow going across the Magic Valley, but in those higher elevations, lots of rain hitting Twin Falls right now, and we'll be seeing a lot of that rain. Look at that off of the coast right now. That's going to come for us over the next 24 hours, and then it'll clear out for Saturday. We'll be seeing some snow overnight into Saturday, possibly hitting the valley floor in the Treasure Valley, and I'll talk about that coming up.
As we first told you earlier this week, the Idaho Anti-Trafficking Coalition is preparing to open the Solace House. It will be the first sanctuary for young girls who have grown up in the dark world of human trafficking. The coalition will be using this jarring display on Black Friday to raise awareness of the problem here in Idaho and to raise money. The Solace House will provide emergency placement to girls who have been exploited while also offering services to victims of human trafficking.
Counseling and trauma-informed care and skill building, but also just kind of a new vision, a new understanding of what the world should look like, and just start to give an opportunity to transition into more of an independent lifestyle.
The Solace House will provide free housing for girls ages 11 to 18 for up to 2 years. The Idaho Anti-Trafficking Coalition anticipates opening the Solace House at an undisclosed location next spring. We all know Thanksgiving dinner with family and friends is an American tradition.
True, but for one Treasure Valley family, it's all brand new. 6 on Your Side's Anna Silver explains.
I think it's everyone's dream to come to the United States of America.
Jacqueline and her 5 kids have been in the United States for about a month. They are enjoying their first Thanksgiving in America.
These are called deviled eggs. We don't know why. We don't know why they're called deviled eggs, because they're really good.
They moved from Durban, South Africa, where they lived for 7 years.
Very excited. We want to see the food, because sometimes we used to see it on the movies, but now we are going to see it live.
Jenny Willison, Welcome Housing Coordinator for LEAP Charities, has helped the family transition.
It's been excellent. They've obviously have had quite a journey to get here, but they already speak English fairly well, and so they've been able to navigate a lot more quickly than most of the family.
And she wanted to make sure they didn't miss out on the tradition.
It's just an honor. I mean, this is one of our favorite holidays just because it's all about family and friends and just being grateful.
As for Jacqueline and her family's future here in the Treasure Valley,
my hope is that my children will go to school and they will excel and they will have a bright future and I will also be able to walk. We are going to be free.
Anna Silver, Fox 9 Now.
Well, every Thanksgiving we celebrate all that we're thankful for.
But we also do a lot of eating. A former Boise restaurant owner no longer serves up his signature dishes downtown. But once again, Max Mohammadi cooked up a feast and gathered other food donations to feed those who may have otherwise gone without a meal.
Time is more valuable than money. You don't have to have money to give. I didn't have it when this happened, and I made it bigger thing than it ever was. And no one can steal that from me.
Max's tradition, nearing 3 decades now, inspired the creation of a local organization called Max Giving. It helps raise money for nonprofits. Well, maybe the best way to beat the bulge this holiday season is to run a 5K before you even take a bite of turkey. That's what a big group of ambitious people did this year when they ran the Turkey Day 5K. Runners say it's a go-to event that kicks off the holiday season.
We do so many events here in Boise throughout the year, and this is kind of our big event to give back to the community. You know, anytime there's special events in town, we're closing roads. It's an inconvenience for folks, so this is a way to say thanks for letting us do that all throughout the year and to be able to donate back to it.
Proceeds from the Turkey Day run benefit charities like local Special Olympics and City Light Shelter. Many people also donated canned goods for the Boise Rescue Mission.
Well, now that Thanksgiving's behind us, it's time for Christmas lights. Frankie Canafias is live this morning with more on a local holiday tradition. Good morning, Frankie.
Good morning, you guys. Yes, I'm at the Idaho Botanical Garden where the Winter Garden Aglow started last night, and I'm joined with the executive director, Erin Anderson, to kind of just talk about the garden itself and how people can enjoy it even through the weather seasons. So, Erin, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Great, great. Thanks for coming out this morning.
Thank you for having us. So, you know, we heard in our forecast that we're going to be having some rain today, and we might even be having some snow here and there. So, first of all, can you tell me, how can people enjoy the gardens, or are people even trying to come enjoy the gardens during the weather?
Absolutely. We offer a lot of different opportunities to stay warm out here at Idaho Botanical Garden during Winter Garden Aglow. So we have free cookies, we have free cider, we have free hot chocolate. We also have some burn barrels, just weather permitting, that we can turn on. So we offer a great experience, whether it's raining, snowing, sleeting, hailing, and we're open every single evening, no matter what the weather brings.
Oh, that's so exciting. I'm sure it looks so beautiful here, too, if there's a little snow, a little dust going on. And we see tons of lights. Can you tell me what kind of work goes into preparing for an event this big?
Absolutely. We have a small staff of about 10 that works on hanging all the lights here. We have just over 400,000, and they start at the 1st of September. And they take the entire 2 months leading up to the event to be hanging lights, bringing that really special sparkle out here to the garden. And then we'll be here until January 1st.
That's beautiful, and it's so amazing. You could really see the work that was put in. And we had talked, too, that this is a fundraiser for the garden. Can you tell me about kind of what that means and what the money from the Winter Aglow goes towards?
Yeah, this is our largest fundraising event of the season out here for Winter Garden Aglow. And we raise quite a bit of funds for operating, just general operations for the garden, so we can provide a year-round experience, whether that's planting bulbs and plants and trees and shrubs and all the wonderful things that you get to experience out here in the garden in the spring, or adding to some of our other signature events like our Harvest Festival, our Bug Day event, or some of our Great Garden Escape concert series.
And finally, I heard that there are some new additions added to the Winter Garden Aglow. Can you tell me what these new additions are for this year?
Absolutely. Every year we continue to bring something new and exciting to the garden. This year, one of the really neat elements that we have is an interactive light display called Illumicone. That's working with a separate group of individuals that have volunteered to come out to the garden to set up this very interactive activity where it's a cone of lights that you can manipulate with different types of widgets and things. So there's wheels that you can spin to create a different pattern in the lights. There's a rain stick that you can play with that will also change just the direction of the lights, and it looks like it's raining throughout this entire cone. It's beautiful.
Very cool. Thank you so much, Erin, for your time. I really appreciate it. Back to you guys in the studio.
Now, the 6 on Your Side Ski Report, brought to you by Sun Valley.
Just talking about this makes the hair on my arm stand up. I'm not ready for the snow, but we have to talk about it anyway. Sun Valley seeing about 4 new inches of snow just in the last 24 hours. Let's take a look at our ski report. Sun Valley Resort is open with 21 inches at the top of the mountain, 3 new inches of snow just over the last 24 hours. Bogus Basin looking to open on December 8th with 2 inches of snow at the top and at the lodge. And then Tamarack is expected to open on December 14th. Friday through Sunday this week, so it will be opening very soon, but just a limited opening and just one of the lifts. Same goes for Brundage Mountain, just the Easy Street lift with 7 inches of snow at the top, 5 new inches of snow just in the last 24 hours. And then the Tubing Hill at Eagle Island opens tomorrow, 4 inches of snow right now. That looks fun. I just took a look at that. I've never been in Idaho for a winter, so that looks like a lot of fun, a good thing to try out. And we're not sure about Pomerelle yet, but they do have 8 inches of snow at the top of the mountain. I'll talk more about these cool temperatures and when we could be seeing snow in the valley coming up.
Good morning, I'm Emily Rao in Washington. It may not be what it used to be, but it is still expected to be the biggest shopping day of the year. Coming up, everything you need to know about Black Friday.
You're waking up with 6 on Your Side News. Good morning, Idaho.
Welcome back, everyone. Now that Thanksgiving dinner has been packed away, it is time to shop. Today is Black Friday, and it's expected to be the biggest shopping day of the year, even bigger than last year, despite some changes in strategy from some of the biggest retailers. ABC's Emily Rao has more from Washington.
The days of big box store stampedes may be over, but the lines this Black Friday still forming.
Welcome to Black Friday!
From Texas to California, Florida to New York, eager shoppers lining up to snag the best deals.
Got up, cooked, and had that Thanksgiving dinner, and then we head out to do our Black Friday shopping like we do every year.
Many deal seekers started on Thanksgiving. An estimated 34 million Americans shopping in stores or online Thursday alone.
We're getting presents that most people couldn't afford unless they were $200, $400, $600 off.
Black Friday, though, still expected to be the biggest shopping day of the year, hitting $23 billion.